Hello students, and welcome to your research for the big picture assignment videos with regards to how to do the research for your final assignment in your course. This will be the first video, and this will be an introduction to how to organize yourself to do the research for your big picture assignment. Let's get right into it. First and foremost, whenever you're going to do any type of research paper or research assignment, the first step is to review the expectations from the professor. So I would start off by looking at the big picture assignment marking scheme that was given to you in class, which is this document here, and review the expectations of each section, which I've laid out as a series of pages. And also added to this information, I would also then look at the marking scheme that was given to you as a sample as well. And the marking scheme is this document here that also repeats a lot of what is on the first page, but goes a little bit further into how everything is going to be marked. Once you've had an opportunity to look at both documents, I would then start setting yourself up to do the research and finding out exactly what it is that you need in order to complete each section. As mentioned, this is something that I did when I was a student, and I found it really helpful to organize myself, and that was to start off by creating a chart. And the chart that I created was a simple word table. And the word table that I chose was to make a 2x8 table, and the 2x8 table would help me organize myself. So here's an example of my 2x8 table, and as you can see here with my 2x8 table, I've put my name, I've put the name of what I'm doing, and of course I'll put the agency up in a second, but I've put each topic that I'm going to write about on one side, and then I've left the other side blank with blank that I'm going to fill information in order to make sure that I have information to fill in to make sure that I cover each of the topics that's been provided. The good thing about your assignment is I've given you these topics, so you have them. So this is a simple 2x8 table to create on Microsoft Word, and you can just duplicate what I have here and you're ready to go. What I would do as I'm going to put in information about each topic for my assignment, my research paper, is I would use the bullets. So I would activate the bullets, and then I would just go ahead and type my information in. So here's a sample of what I would do in order to complete or start the process of gathering information for my research assignment. First and foremost, if I would start at the beginning. So I would have my paper started. I'd have my cover page done. But now I would start with going over each section or each topic one at a time. So if I was to start with the political climate history of the organization, the first thing I would do is if I've interviewed anyone, I would maybe write a couple of notes about interviewing that person. So maybe in my interview I found out that Greenland Country Haven. Well, before I even do that, I'll put the agency's name in. Greenland Country Haven. And that's the example of the agency that I used that I showed you in class. So I will say Greenland Country Haven opened its doors in 2008. And maybe I spoke to Sam Blaze about that, and because I spoke to Sam Blaze, I would just remind myself that that's a personal communication that way. I wouldn't put in much more. I wouldn't put in the date as of yet. I would put that into my into my sample paper. I would also maybe look at, okay, if that was something that more information from the political climate, maybe I could look at Greenland Country Haven and say I went into their website as well, and when I went into their website I may have found under their profile section a website history information, and then I would put in their website. So we have that information. You notice that my table shifted a little bit to fit the URL in. Also, if I was to add more information, I would just keep adding, but let's just leave it for that for now. With regards to the let's say I've completed what I needed to complete in political climate, and I wanted to go to the history of the organization. Again, same thing. I could start with a bullet, and I could say that, and I might just use an acronym here, Greenland Country Haven has 3 positions front line, residential worker. What else could they have? They could have residential educator, life skills worker, let's say. And maybe I received that from, I'm just going to make up a fictitious name, let's say a person named Joyce Nolan, and again that was a personal communication. Could be fact as well. I could say check out their services website. Maybe their services website provides various job descriptions, and put in the URL for that. And maybe also I could add that they have a professional profile section and on website, and put in the URL for that. And then we have the URL. Okay, I'm not going to go through every single one of these sections, but just I wanted to highlight some of the main sections. So I would do the same thing for managerial style, environmental sustainability. I would do something similar to, if I was to talk to somebody, I would put in, you know, that source. For the organizational chart though, maybe let's say if I had to make my own, I would just bullet that as well. Need to make my own. Agency does not have one. Need to talk to D. McLean. Owner of agency. And let's say if I needed to do that, or if it's a case that they have an organizational flow chart, maybe I have it. I would put need to make sure flow chart is recent and convert it to a picture to upload in MS Word document, which is your paper. Other than that, I mean, that's how you would start, and this is the first video. I just wanted to just briefly show you this. I don't want to go too far into this information, but I think that's a great start, and the main pieces of this puzzle is to ensure that you keep a connection of what you're using so you can definitely use APA. So that's it for video 1.